Hello, in this video I would like that when you finish watching it you would be able on the one hand to list and on the other hand to differentiate the 5 leadership styles proposed in Vroom's model, Yetton and Jago. Let's look at each one of them. The first of the styles, I put them in order because it also has a gradation in how you move from individual decisions to group decisions as an order, as each one of them is incorporating different things, and I'm going to tell you in that order. The first of the styles, which is a set of behaviors that are linked to the person who is responsible for a group or a work team, makes the decision personally with the information available at that moment, has the information, makes the decision, and at most informs the group of the decision he has made. That's a style, that's a set of behaviors that make the responsible person behave in this way. Another of the styles that with the label of the authors is Autocratic 2, we will put the abbreviation of ATWO. In this case, the responsible person, what he does is to obtain the information he needs from his collaborators individually. He consults them, he asks them for information, but he does not consult them about what their opinions are, what are the alternatives that they would like to handle, what are their preferences of the alternatives, just gathers the information that they need, and from there this person generates the alternatives, makes the decision and communicates it to his team. This is a second style. As you can see, the difference between the first two styles is that the first one is the responsible person has the information he has and makes the decision. In this second one, the responsible person asks for the information that he needs to the punctual people of his team, and with this collected information he analyzes it, processes it, evaluates the alternatives, and makes a decision. The third of the styles, which is the consultative one, what is going to change with respect to the previous one is that the responsible person is going to consult, is going to ask for ideas, is going to ask for opinions from his people, not only information, he is going to ask them also for alternatives, is going to ask you about your preferences, but he is going to do it with your team individually. Each one of the people is going to approach them and is going to ask them for their opinion and their alternatives and preferences. After all this process, they will leave. The responsible person makes the decisions individually and communicates it to his group. That is to say, captures ideas, consults opinions. The people in his group proposes his alternatives one by one. But the person in charge is the one who at the end integrates everything, decides, and with that decision he goes ahead. The consultative model too is a little bit different because it's the same consultation process, but instead of going with the people one by one, brings them together as a group, that is, your whole team or the relevant people in your team for the decision you are making, are in the same meeting together. In that meeting you share the problem, or the leader shares the problem or the decision, receives the necessary information or feedback. The people in the team propose alternatives. People in the team can tell you how they see or how they perceive the different alternatives about their preferences, but again it comes back to the responsible person and takes the decision. This opinion or this decision that they're making may or may not reflect the opinions or the preferences of their team, but the process of generating the alternatives and maturing those alternatives has been done collectively. What happens is that the decision is again in this case exclusive of the responsible person. And the last of the styles that we will label as group participation, again has a phase that looks a little bit like the previous one. The person in charge of the group gathers his group and shares with them what the problem is, and together they look for the solution. The main difference is that here the responsible person is one more of the group, is not the one who is going to decide and make the decision in the end, but the decision will be made in the group with the procedure that the group has agreed upon. It can be consensus, majority, etc. And the person responsible for the group is not going to be pushing for their solution to come out or influencing the solution that is preferred for them, but what is going to be accepted in the solution that the group proposes. The first phase of generating ideas, sharing information, evaluating ideas is the same, but the difference is that at the end the responsible person in this style of group participation accepts or abides by the decision taken by the group as such, with the procedure that they have decided. While in the consultative too, what it does is that this responsible person, with the information generated in the meeting, makes his decision and subsequently informs the group. You see here the different styles from the first autocratic to this group participation, that there have been different ways of approaching a solution. And what I would ask you to reflect on is, what aspects do you think each of these 5 styles that I've presented to you, what behaviors of the pure leadership styles appear in each of them? So I've put on the overhead transparency what are these pure structuring styles, consideration to intellectual stimulation, and what aspects, what behaviors of each of them you will see reflected, if you see any of them reflected within each of the 5 models of Vroom, Yetton and Jago that I mentioned. I also give you the English names of some of them, because that's the name that has been coined in leadership theories, in case that helps you to locate some relevant information with this. I think at this point you are able to list and differentiate what are the 5 leadership styles proposed by Vroom's model, Yetton and Jago. And if you want more information about it, I give you 2 references that you can consult if you are interested.